Ladies and gentlemen, on this day in baseball history, August 23rd, there was a lot of things that happened, including a future Hall of Famer's Major League debut back in 1936, and a couple of really interesting games. A 22-inning game that ended 1-0, a 10-run first-inning lead absolutely blown out of the water. They end up losing, and then an unassisted triple play to end the game. It all happened today in history, and if you want to check it out yourself, make sure I'm telling the truth, or want to find any more interesting stats about the game of baseball, you can click in the link in the description at nationalpastime.com. It will take you to the website. You can look ahead to tomorrow and find out more information about the baseball history, or yesterday if you want, or just take a look at everything else that happened today in baseball history. So let's jump right into it. Of course, if you guys do enjoy these videos though, make sure to leave a subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, as I do these videos every day. So let's go ahead and start with the future Hall of Famer making his Major League debut in 1936. It is Bob Feller, and this guy is absolutely incredible. He's got an incredible story. Go check it out if you haven't already. This guy, one of the best pitchers of his time, and he went and served in the military, so thank you to you and your family for serving. But absolutely incredible pitcher. Again, he spent 3 years in the military, so 3 years, I wouldn't say lost because, of course, serving our country, but to not play baseball, he still came back and was absolutely incredible. So he was he is in the Hall of Fame now, future Hall of Famer when he made his debut. Triple Crown winner, I'll talk about that in a second. 8-time All-Star, 1948 World Series champion, ERA title, and he was the Player of the Year back in his time when they did that. So basically, I guess the MVP of that season, but not really, because this guy never won an MVP award. I'm telling you, this guy got screwed of so much. I mean, he was an 8-time All-Star, don't get me wrong, but this guy, he was screwed of a lot of things, and that's basically because he was a pitcher, and that really stinks. But because I'll tell you, looking at his stats is absolutely incredible. Again, look at them yourself. I mean, he led the league in wins. He led the league in strikeouts. He led the league in innings pitched. And that's what the Triple Crown is, if you're not familiar. It's usually for what? Home runs, RBIs, and runs. Is that what it is in as a batter? Maybe home runs, average, and RBIs. But as a pitcher, you get wins, strikeouts, and ERA. So he led the league in wins, strikeouts, and ERA in several seasons. I mean, from 1939 to 1941, before he went to service, every year led the league in wins. One of the 3 years led the league in the ERA, 1940 when he won the Triple Crown. Then also led the league in games, games finished, complete games. He threw 31 complete games in 1940 is what I'm saying. Almost 300 innings, over 300 innings in 1940, and then led the league in strikeouts with 250 in all of those seasons. So again, go check out his stats for himself. And then when he came back from war, I mean, he was still freaking awesome. I mean, 1946 and 1947 in particular, he was really, really good. So go check those out. But he was never an MVP. Again, if you look at the Triple Crown, it's not an MVP award, but it's very, very good. He got that as a pitcher instead of being a batter. Can you tell me who the 1940 MVP was? I'll let you guess down in the comments, but can you guess who it is? Honestly, I am surprised. You would think that, this guy winning a Triple Crown would be able to be the MVP, be an all-star that season, but no, who was it? 3, 2, 1. It was Hank Greenberg. Have you heard of him? I'm not sure if you've heard of him or not. This guy was really, really good. 2-time MVP, Hall of Famer, 5-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. Of course, he's really good. I mean, this guy was really, really good, especially in 1940 for the Detroit Tigers. So, I mean, these guys, were they the Detroit Tigers at that time? I suppose. Yes, they were. Okay, so these guys probably played each other. Was Cleveland and Detroit in the same division at that time? I guess I'm not sure. Back in 1940. But this guy, when he won the MVP in that season, in 1940, he had the most total bases, an OPS of 1.1, slugging of 670, 50 doubles, 41 home runs, 150 RBIs. I mean, this guy was incredible. Had a 340 average as well. Blew everybody in the league out of the water in hitting. So it really came down to, are you a pitcher or a hitter? And baseball is more of a hitter's league. So there you go. That's why that guy got MVP. But that's really interesting. If you want to go find the race, the MVP race of these two guys, I highly check it out. It's worth your time. This was a very incredible story. Go check it out yourself. But let's talk about the next thing that happened on this day in history. 1989. We're skipping ahead a little bit, and that is because this was a crazy game. This was the second time ever that a game had gone into extras. Let me just read it. The second longest shutout in big league history ends when Rick Dembski hits a home run in the top of the 22nd inning, giving the Dodgers an eventual 1-0 victory over the Expos at the Olympic Stadium.
Tonight. This ball game now has the Dodgers on top. 1-0 on a long home run by Rick Dembski.
But it's not the longest. It is the second longest. As it mentioned, the longest game was the Astros versus the Mets in 24 innings when the Mets won the game at Astros at the Astrodome in 1968. I don't think that happened today, but I'm just saying that is the longest game. So let's take a look at this game. The Dodgers beat the Montreal Expos. Hey, maybe they should go back there. I don't know. But 1-0. You just heard Dembski was the guy who hit it. 22nd inning. John Wetland was the guy to get the win in that game. Dennis Martinez got the loss. I mean, there were so many pitchers in this game. It was absolutely crazy. It was a lot. I mean, 5 for the Dodgers, 6 for the Expos, and each of them had to throw multiple innings. I mean, Rich Thompson for the Expos, he came out and threw 6 innings before Dennis Martinez came in, and John Wetland, he threw 6 innings as well to finish the game. That's just crazy how a 22-inning game lasts. I know the Twins have had a couple of 17-inning games this year, but 22, that's another hour more or less that they have to play. Ends in 1-0. I'm glad that game. I'm sure they were glad that game was over. 6 hours and 14 minutes. Crazy. Well, let's go on. Another thing that happened today in history in 2006. It was with the Royals. Remember when I talked about the 2005 Royals? Yeah, they sucked. They lost 19 games in a row. This team wasn't any better. They had a 10-run lead in the first inning. They were actually down in this game, which maybe ended up being the reason that they lost. The Indians and the Royals, they played a extra innings game. This game went into extras, but the Royals had a 10-0 lead, or 10-1 lead, I should say, in the first inning and blew it. So again, maybe that first run that the Indians scored in the top of the inning, that helped them out here. But it was 1-0 going into the bottom of the first. The Royals put up 10 runs, and then they proceeded to lose the game 15-13 in extra innings. If you go to the baseball, the page, the national pastime page, it says, joining only the 1989 Pirates, the Royals became the second team in big league history to have a 10-run first inning and not win the game. It was at Kauffman Stadium. They led 10-1, but in 10 innings, the Indians won 15-3. That is absolutely crazy. The second time that it ever happened in big league history. Has it happened since? I don't think so. I'm not sure if they update the pages, as time goes on, but I don't think that's ever happened again. I really can't tell you. Maybe you guys could tell me down in the comments. I'd be very interested to know, but that is absolutely pathetic. The Royals absolutely sucked that year. They're not that bad, they're not that good this year either. I don't know how they won the World Series in 2015, but let's just move on. That's just absolutely crazy. They actually play each other today. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the Indians play the Royals today. It's actually in Cleveland. So just another fun fact. But let's go on to the last piece of history for today. In 2009, just the second time in history that a unassisted triple play has ended a game. And that is absolutely crazy in my opinion. I never would have thought that it would only have happened twice. I mean, I'll just read this for you here. The 14th single-handed regular season triple play. Okay, so this is only one of 14 times ever that this has happened, and the second one which resulted in the last 3 outs of a game. The Phillies second baseman Jeff Francoeur, is that how you say his name? Line drive up the middle. He was caught, stepped on second, tagged the guy out trying to run because it was a double steal from the Mets, and it ended up being a triple play. Absolutely insane.
2-2. The runners go. Line drive caught by It's a triple play, and the ball game is over. An unassisted triple play to end the ball game.
So that is today in history. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. If you didn't, well, share it with your friends and maybe they will. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Thanks so much for watching. I know you guys have told me you like these videos, so I'm going to keep them going. But I got a couple of other videos planned today, so make sure to stick around for those. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.